Celebrating Hispanic heritage on Wish TV. Brought to you by Indianapolis Neighborhood Housing Partnership and Indiana Funeral Care.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Celebrating Hispanic Heritage. I'm Phil Sanchez.
And I'm Alexis Rogers. Throughout September, we're celebrating Hispanic heritage with powerful stories that reflect the impact Hispanic people have had throughout our history and in our community. Hispanic
heritage has been celebrated in the United States every year since 1968, when President Lyndon Johnson started it as Hispanic Heritage Week. Then, in 1988, President Ronald Reagan extended it to cover the full 30 days.
This is a time to celebrate the history, the culture, and the contributions made by U.S. citizens whose roots can be traced to Spain, Mexico, the Caribbean, and Central and South America.
The 30-day period begins with the anniversary of independence for the Latin American countries of Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. It extends through the independence of Mexico on September 16th and Chile September 18th and ends on October 15th.
Tonight, we highlight local Hispanic artists, entrepreneurs, and entertainers making a positive impact, shaping a multicultural Indianapolis.
We'll introduce you to a local Hispanic artist finding success with the Big Car Collaborative.
We meet an internationally acclaimed Latin jazz pianist whose music touches the soul.
Oh yeah, and we also learn how one family is using their Venezuelan roots to create an amazing restaurant chain.
And we stop by the studios of Radio Latina and Éxitos to chat with the DJs that keep the Latin and Hispanic communities entertained and informed.
All that coming up on Celebrating Hispanic Heritage.
Celebrating Hispanic heritage on Wish TV. Brought to you by Indianapolis Neighborhood Housing Partnership and Indiana Funeral Care.
Welcome back to Celebrating Hispanic Heritage.
As part of Wish TV News 8's team, we know that keeping the community informed during these challenging times is a job that we are honored to share with all the TV and radio broadcasters in the state.
One group of very talented DJs have continued to not only provide information but entertainment directly to the Hispanic community.
And we found them just down the street at the studios of Éxitos 94.3 and Radio Latina 107.1.
Miguel Duarte, El Pariente, on-air talent here at Radio Latina 107.1 FM.
Hi, I'm Sandy Sanchez and I work for Éxitos 94.3 and I've been here for 6 months.
Indianapolis has a lot to offer to our Hispanic community. I think that's why a lot of us are coming here. You know, it has opportunity of work, it has the living, the cost is very, very low, what usually larger cities are, and I think Indianapolis is a very good city.
I love Indianapolis. The people is so amazing. I love working over here for the Latin community, and every time it's getting good and better.
Well, they look at this radio station as one of the stations that's been here over 25 years. Most of the audience, it's obviously Mexican here at Radio Latina, and they get a lot of their news, they get a lot of their entertainment from this radio station. So that's why there's a lot of connection between the community and Radio Latina. One of our biggest events here is El Día de la Familia, and that's where we take an opportunity to bring bands here, and it's an event that it's completely free. We've been doing it for over 20 years, and it's the largest Hispanic event in the whole state of Indiana, and Radio Latina is one of the stations, actually the station that brings it here.
I really like the love that the community has for us.
It means a lot, and it gives me goosebumps, and you can feel the community, how they support you, they're here with you, they look up to you for the news, for the entertainment. They're always, you know, through Facebook and through on air, you know, always calling us and interacting with us.
I was born and raised in Mexico, so I really love to come over here and share my culture, my traditions, and my vibe to all the Latin community that lives over here in Indianapolis. I can really share that feeling when I'm on air through Éxitos. And this September, this month, we are very patriotic. We're celebrating the Independence Day for Latin American countries. So we, as Latin community, we're very close to each other, and we really like to celebrate it dancing and, you know, with tequila, margaritas. Everybody knows about that.
For me, I think, and for the community, is to learn more of our culture, our food, our way of living, you know, our connection between American way of living and Hispanic way of living, and connecting them together, you know?
Every time we go and do promotions for the radio station, whenever I meet people, they tell me, you know what, that's exactly what we needed. We need a Latin station where we could hear our music, the ones that actually make us dance, and the music that we really can understand. Such Shakira, Mark Anthony, we had a lot of different rhythms. We all know the language of dancing, right? So that really brings us together. I get to share the best good vibes to the public and to the Latin community that hears me out, and I get that back. And the people, they go out of their way to make a call and to tell me and to let me know that it's really nice to hear my positivity throughout the speakers, so that is very nice.
Wow. Knowing that we were able to make a difference, to connect with our people, to give them the news that they need, you know, right now with COVID, what they need to know, you know, all of the things that are going on nowadays, and us being able to give them that, it means a lot.
When we come back, we're off to the Jazz Kitchen, a place we love so much. We're going to meet the talented leader of local Latin jazz and salsa band Pavel and direct contact. Stay with us.
Celebrating Hispanic heritage on Wish TV. Brought to you by Indianapolis Neighborhood Housing Partnership and Indiana Funeral Care.
Welcome back to Celebrating Hispanic Heritage. Music, an integral part of Hispanic culture, and we have some of the best musical talent right here in Indianapolis.
It's one of my favorite things about the city. I'm sure it's yours too. Arts writer Tom Alvarez took our cameras inside of the famous Jazz Kitchen to chat with internationally renowned Latin jazz musician Pavel.
Hola, amigo.
Hey, how are you?
Nice to see you.
Hey, good to see you too.
So, here you are in your element. Would you say that's true?
That would be correct.
Yeah.
Yay.
Tell me about your association with Jazz Kitchen.
Since I moved to Indianapolis, I have been playing here, basically. The owner and we have been playing for so many years together.
Yeah.
We formed a band earlier, and, you know, we still play here. David Ali, yeah. So, you know, we have been playing here. We have been playing other places too, as well.
Would you say this is kind of your artistic home in a way?
Yes, I always say that.
Yeah. You know, for people who don't know, where are you from?
I am from the Dominican Republic. Great food, great people, great music.
Tell me, how did you end up in Indianapolis of all places?
So through a scholarship, then moved around to New York and other places, went to England, and then finally, my final stop. People here in Indiana, they're amazing. They support so much music and culture and what we do. And, you know, the people that come and see us, I mean, we just, you know, thanks to the guys in the band, you know, Steve, you know, and Doc and all the guys in there. I mean, it's just, they help the culture of the music we play, for sure.
And describe for me how it feels when you have your hands on those keys.
You know, that is.
I've seen you perform, and you're a man possessed when you get on, when your fingers are on those keys.
I feel like I'm home when I'm at the keys.
Didn't you once tell me that you feel like your hands choreograph?
Yeah, it's two dancers. You know, and then I love to see them jump up and down.
So why jazz?
I'm a classically trained musician, you know, but back in the day I had to perform to live, to make some money. So yeah, so that's when I began to get involved in jazz and in Latin jazz, and I was lucky enough when I began to have pretty much a lot of the powerful people that took me into their wings, like in jazz, you know. The standards were set high at the beginning for me, so I had to practice a lot. The music that I play, this Latino music, is so important to me because I get to carry that, and with the help of the rest of the band, we can show people something different, something that comes from somewhere else, to connect them to something they might not experience before in their lives, you know, and the combination of English and Spanish, it just adds to the whole thing.
Do you think it's a sign that music really is connecting in a way that it never has before?
Yes, yes. Music has, I mean, we don't know entirely the power of music,
No.
you know? But I mean, music, I mean, I can tell you people in the band. They love it, and you have one behind you that he loves playing those lines. He loves, he's amazingly good at it. You know, Steve. I mean, and yeah, being part of it and of the culture, people see Steve playing the bass line, and people came and talked to me. They see him doing that tumbao, which is so much different than jazz or anything like that. When you go to the Afro-Cuban side of it, people they come and say, "How did he learn?" What happened? I said, go and talk to him. Ask him. So he's already making, you know, a positive impact on somebody that comes and watch and see him playing something different, you know?
What would you say to those people who've not actually come and heard a concert like yours, why they should come?
It's like food. You know, you go to, the biggest worry of people when they go to another country or go to a restaurant, where are you going? Where are we going to eat? They're always afraid of food. People are afraid of music sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just, and it's like trying a good food from that country that makes a difference, right? It's not, and also it's trying good music and people that does it well, you know? It's like a good cook.
Yeah.
So, you know, go and watch a good group perform, you know, make it good. It might be a little more expensive, but make it, the first time you do it, make it a good experience for yourself.
Why do you love music?
Why do I love music? What else is in there?
All right, when Celebrating Hispanic Heritage returns, Camila Fernandez takes us to an exhibition downtown that's a first of its kind. We'll be right back.
Celebrating Hispanic Heritage on Wish TV. Brought to you by Indianapolis Neighborhood Housing Partnership and Indiana Funeral Care.
Welcome back to Celebrating Hispanic Heritage. I hope you're having fun, because we definitely are. Art is often used as a very powerful way to express the emotions of a culture, and Latin American art dates back well into the 18th century.
It certainly does. News 8's Camila Fernandez takes us downtown to the Arts Garden for an exhibition that's a first of its kind.
Eduardo Luna is using his love for the arts to uplift the Hispanic community throughout Hispanic Heritage Month.
It's important for us for the local community that's been here for a long time to know that we exist, that we are creatives.
Eduardo Luna is the co-curator of the art exhibition Identidad, Dreams y Marchas inside the Arts Garden. Identidad means identity, and marchas means marches. He's put together works from Mexican and Mexican-American artists from across the state to show that Hispanic people are more than just hard workers.
We are creatives too. We are very artistic. We are very dreamers. We do things that should be showcased.
Last year, Luna founded the nonprofit Arte Mexicano in Indiana to promote Mexican culture. In celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month, he's collaborating with the Arts Council of Indianapolis for the exhibition. He says the artwork on display is inspired by immigrant rights, protests, Mexican history, and cultural identity.
Identity, you know, like the piñatas that you'll see on display, that is a craft that we've done for many, many years in our countries, and that is a way of keeping our identity.
I love that they're doing this to be able to help people express, and it's a bunch of different artists too, so they get to display their pieces and be able to have a voice too, and I think that's really beautiful and amazing.
Overall, Luna says he wants Hoosiers to look at Mexicans differently, to see the value of Mexican culture in Indiana.
It's just like slowly pushing until we get our representation, and one day hopefully we'll have a space for culture, not only Mexican culture, but also the rest of Latin America.
The exhibition will end on October 15th. Reporting in Indianapolis, Camila Fernandez, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook.
When we come back, we'll introduce you to a young chef whose family is bringing their Venezuelan culture to the Indianapolis restaurant scene with delicious results. We like that. Much more to come when Celebrating Hispanic Heritage returns.
Celebrating Hispanic Heritage on Wish TV. Brought to you by Indianapolis Neighborhood Housing Partnership and Indiana Funeral Care.
And welcome back to Celebrating Hispanic Heritage. The Hispanic culture has gifted the world with some amazing traditions, and most of all, them include delicious food.
It's one of my favorites. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Thank you for blessing us. About a year ago, Azucar Morena emerged at the Bottle Works District's garage food hall with a brand new concept. They serve a traditional Venezuelan menu that continuously rotates throughout dishes representing the unique flavors of different regions.
And it's delicious, by the way. Chef Juan Abascal explains his family's passion for cooking and their unique business model.
Back in our country, we were also a jack of all trades, you know, looking forward to open multiple businesses, working with architecture firms, doing landscaping and vertical gardens. Me, myself, I've been building vertical gardens since being like 12, 13. It was a lot of fun back then. It's still a lot of fun today. My mother figured out a way to be there for herself. And then she was there for us. That's where my heritage happened at. Not with my grandfathers, with my grandmothers. No, they were doing their own stuff. We started doing our own as well. So here we are, you know, building a family, building a heritage. So all that success that you've been seeing happen, that's being built for like the last 4 years. Like we sat down, figured all out. My mother, you know, she's great in administration and accounting. So we all put that together, and then just this year, that's when the bubble popped. I'm building a new fast food chain. So I'm giving the opportunity to Indianapolis to experiment what the meal is gonna be like. Now, this is just basic. We're talking beans and cheese, we're talking brisket and cheese, we're talking chicken and cheese. We're keeping it basic for now. Then we're gonna start having fun, adding more items to the menu, showing up what is called the combos, you know, a drive-through restaurant, more deliveries, easier deliveries. But you gotta let Indianapolis experiment the food first. Because when a client comes up and they say, you know, it's a taco, I say, well, you know, that's Central America. Go a little further down and you're gonna find what is the arepa, which is the sandwich from Latin America. You can come to what is the center of Indianapolis, close to Mass Avenue. There's a place called the Bottle Works Garage. The garage is the food hall. There's a bar and some other stuff in there like a boutique, but that's where you can find my first location. The second location is on the west side, right down 16th Street. You know, you're gonna find 16 Tech, the AMP building, the artisanal marketplace. There, it's more like a venue. We have, you know, Azucar Morena, we have other friends that are also there as tenants, and we have a bar as well. Yeah, big franchise future and also our own product.
When we return, a special treat. Latin jazz musician Pavel shares his music with us. You don't want to miss it. Coming up.
Celebrating Hispanic heritage on Wish TV. Brought to you by Indianapolis Neighborhood Housing Partnership and Indiana Funeral Care.
Thank you so much for joining us and allowing us to share some stories of hope, pride, and success.
And you can see more Celebrating Hispanic Heritage moments on our website, wishtv.com.
But before we let you go, we have one more thing to share with you. Earlier, we met a very talented Latin jazz musician. We were so inspired by his music, we thought we would close out the program with Como from his new album, Rush Hour by Pavel and Direct Contact. For all of us from here at Wish TV, thank you for joining us.